Hey, good morning. My name is Brian Coffey, and today I'm going to show you how to make my version of scrambled eggs. I love scrambled eggs. I like cooking eggs anyway, but everyone should know how to cook scrambled eggs. They're fast, they're easy, loaded with protein, and there's many different things you can do with them. You can eat them plain, or today I'm going to use a little creme fraiche that I made, which is a nutty flavored like sour cream, but nicer. It's made with buttermilk and heavy cream, and it cultures and turns into the consistency of like a thin sour cream with a slightly nutty flavor. So I'm going to garnish my scrambled eggs this morning with those. And I've just cut some fresh chives out of my garden. So one of my favorite ways to eat scrambled eggs is with fresh chives, creme fraiche, a little bit of salt and pepper. So here we go. Alright, so I'm in my backyard and I've got these raised beds with all my herbs, and I found this old horse trough, and it's the perfect height and width for planting and harvesting my herbs, which I use almost every day in my cooking. It's terrific, and I've got great soil as well. Back to the kitchen. So here's my setup, or what I call my mise en place for my scrambled eggs today. I've got some vegetable oil, which I'm just going to season my pan with. I've got my 2 fresh eggs. I've got some butter. Here I'm only going to use a little bit. This is some creme fraiche that I made. And over here I've got some fresh cut chives that I just cut out of my garden. And as you can see, I haven't sliced them yet, but I am going to slice those up. These are fresh like 2 minutes ago. So I'm going to put them all together. I've saved the 2 chive flowers that are just starting to flower, and I will use these on top of the eggs just as a garnish. If I were in a restaurant, that's the way I would serve it, but I'm home, so I'm just going to cut these super thin. Okay, I'm going to cook my eggs in a cast iron skillet. This is the pan I always use when I'm making scrambled eggs. The nice thing about this pan, it's about a 30-year-old pan. It's extremely well seasoned. And I'm just going to put a little bit of vegetable oil in the bottom. Not much, maybe a half a teaspoon. And just kind of give it a clear coat. And I've got my pan on low heat, so I'm just going to let that slowly heat up. So I'm going to put about a teaspoon of butter in there. I can cook up in this size pan about 8 eggs. So now I'll take my nice farm fresh eggs, give another little beat, waiting for that butter to melt. As you can see, my little strands of egg tell me that that's ready. So I'm going to pour my eggs in. I'm going to reserve a little bit of egg in my dish, and I'll tell you why at the end. So now I'm just going to let it sit there a little bit. I don't really want to touch it right away, just let it get started. Again, my heat's on low. Try to move that around. Now I'm actually going to shut the heat off because there's enough radiant heat in the pan to finish what I need to do. You can see they're nice and light and fluffy. And this is the way I like them. I don't like them really dry. Some people like them drier than this, but I like them nice and light and fluffy. There, those look pretty good. Now, just before I plate, I'm going to add a little bit of that egg that I left in the bowl just to keep them nice and moist. And now I'm ready to plate them. You can see how fast they are. Okay, let's take them off. Alright, now I'm just going to slip my eggs right onto my plate. And if I put a little salt and pepper on them, they're ready to eat just like this. Here's kosher salt and a little bit of black pepper. There, those are nice. But I'm going to take a little step up and I'm going to add some of my homemade creme fraiche. This gives it a slightly nutty flavor. It's a condiment kind of like sour cream. And then I'm going to sprinkle the top with some chives. And then put a few chive flowers on top. Bomb fresh eggs. Those are so tasty. A couple of pan-fried mushrooms on the side, and again, the fresh chives from my garden. This is a great dish. Great breakfast. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the bell, hit like, share with your friends. Talk to you later. Ta-da!